If you're like me, you like custom linen napkins and hand towels that you find at high-end boutiques or places like Pottery Barn, but they're just not in your budget. Me too. Today I'm going to show you how to make super inexpensive custom napkins for your holiday table or to give as a gift. So let's get started. So here we are sitting in my sewing room. I'm going to start by giving you a little glimpse into my life. I don't buy paper napkins, nor do I buy paper towels. I found years ago that and I won't name any names here, my family members would just use paper towel after paper towel after paper towel. I gave up on that. Anyone else have that same issue? My family members think it's nuts that I don't buy paper towels. When they come over and I don't have paper towels, they're like, what do you mean? Where's your paper towels? I just find that they're an expense that I don't want to spend. I have always made my own dinner napkins because I just find they're beautiful and luxurious and I love using them. I make dinner napkins a few times a year. A little glimpse into my very frugal life. So today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful cotton dinner napkin out of these Ikea Vippstarr napkins. Thanksgiving is my holiday, so every Thanksgiving I make linen napkins. That way I have a set of napkins for the rest of the year, which I'll generally pull out in the fall and then use those napkins all the way through the season. And then I'll switch over to my Christmas ones, and then I just have plain napkins or plain linen napkins that I use for the rest of the year. And sometimes I make summer ones. Anyway, this is the one that I made for this year. And this is a linen that I bought at the fabric-store.com. I did a free motion stitched pumpkin, and then on the edge, frayed edge. So I just did a small stitch around the edge. On the back, I did white thread. On the front, I did a tan thread. Bottom side is my bobbin thread. And then the top, I used a beige so you can't even see it. But what that does is it keeps your napkin from fraying and fraying and fraying. These were this year's Thanksgiving napkin. This is one that I did probably 8 years ago now. This is a Ralph Lauren fabric that I had in my stash. It's a vintage fabric now. I had 3 yards of fabric and I made the napkins a little bit smaller so that I could use up every bit of that 3 yards. And I've had these for years, and I pull these out in the fall, and this is what we use pretty much all fall. My family, I generally have about 25 to 30 people at my house for Thanksgiving, and so I'll make a napkin for 30 people. And that way I've got a huge set of napkins that I can use all fall long without having to wash my set of 6 napkins every couple of days. You know what I mean? So I have a bunch of these. Let's get started on these. Are $1.49 for 4 napkins, which, can you beat that price? That's cheaper than buying a roll of paper towel. And this is how big they are. They're small, so the size of this is 12 by 12. It's fine for everyday use. I mean, and it's a nice 100% cotton fabric. Here's what I did with these. And clearly you can do whatever design you desire. And I did this on my sewing machine. So this is a stitch on my sewing machine. You can get creative with your design. You don't have to do a wreath like I did. But what you want to think about is where you want to put your design. So fold your napkin how you like to typically fold your napkins, and then draw out your design in the correct spot wherever it is you want your design to be. So with this one, because it's only a 12 by 12, I will just fold it in 4s like that, or you could do it in 3rds and still your design would be in the bottom corner. So I'll go ahead and use this thread heel, and you know what? I think I'm going to allow my wreath to overlap the stripes a little bit, and I'm just going to lightly pencil draw on. You could use disappearing ink. Got my wreath shape there. We'll take it to the sewing machine. So we're at the sewing machine. My sewing space is a real big mess right now because it's Christmas time and I'm super duper busy like everybody. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load a tan bobbin thread that matches the color of my napkin because I want the underside of my design to kind of disappear. I don't want it to show on the underside. I'd like for that to just blend in. And then I'm gonna put a green on the top. If you're doing that, 2 different kinds, just make sure that your thread weights are the same. Okay, I'm all threaded, and I'm gonna select the stitch that looks like a leaf. Before you actually go to stitch on your napkin, go ahead and use a scrap piece of fabric and get your stitch length, the stitch that you want, and the width of your stitch. Get all that adjusted on a scrap piece of fabric before starting on your actual napkin. So I selected a leaf kind of looking stitch. So there's my wreath. Now you could clearly do this any which way with any kind of stitch that you want. You could even hand stitch this. You could just free motion it round and round with free motion. It would be a great project for a child that's learning how to do embroidery stitches or just simple stitches with thick embroidery floss. So there's just an unlimited number of ways that you could design your napkin. So now I'm going to switch over to my free motion foot, and I'm switching to a red thread for the berries and the ribbon, and I'll show you real quick how I do the free motion stitching for that part. First, I just kind of loosely draw a bow so that I have a little bit something to follow. I've got my free motion foot, and I'm going to put it on a straight stitch, medium length. And this can be really loose. One thing I do want to do is get my tail out of the way, so I don't want to keep stitching over it and then have to try to cut that out. Now we have a bow, and I'll move on to the berries. So there's one done, and that literally took me about 5 minutes, probably not even 5 minutes to do that. And now I recognize this is not really luxurious or bespoke, but it is super cute, great for your holiday season, and these will surely last you a couple years through your holidays if you just put them away, you know, after the new year and then take them out in December. Or so these are my like everyday napkins, and I did these I think in the summer because I used a peach pink thread to hold the fraying back. We use these all the time. I mean, these are on the daily. And this is from, I made these out of a linen sheet that I bought at the thrift store. So I was able to get a boatload of napkins out of that one linen sheet. And you can see they're a little bit stained, but they still look darn good. And I do these frayed edge ones a lot because they're so fast. And then I made these little linen coasters out of some offcuts of bigger projects that I had. This is a heavyweight Belgian linen, and it's just such a beautiful fabric. It's heavyweight and kind of, so of course I did another frayed edge because it's so fast and easy. This one I did with a little bit of a leaf pattern with a couple berries, and this is a green scalloped border and a red scalloped border, and a little set of coasters like this. You could even maybe put somebody's initials on there. Would be a great gift to go along with a gift for somebody, like a set of 6 of these, like in a cheese basket or something. How special would that be? I love a project that is not only beautiful but also very, very functional. That's my jam. If you like this project, you are interested in projects like this, check out my next video also using a Vippstarr product from Ikea, my next Ikea hack. If you want to see that, click on that video right here.